right. Welcome to Rust and Ruin. You can't see my face. My internet's very, very poor today. But we are back at you after a good little break. With life and the holidays and everything. We are now ready to roll, so to speak.
Just roll a nat 20.
Nice. First roll.
That is awesome. That is crazy.
I rolled a 6, so I got that out of the way. So,
Yeah.
So if you do happen to enjoy our show, please leave a like, subscribe, tell people about it. It's how we get more popular. We have like a total of 4 committed viewers, and we love each and every one of you. All 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, including you, stranger. You are the one that we like the most of our 4 viewers, whoever you are. So, we'll do a quick recap because, we're not selling anything right now. So, we have everybody in the house except for Valmea, who we shall see if we get a surprise visit from her later. We just might. Who knows? Who knows? It's always a possibility. So, last time, Silcey, Egenon, Illyria, Cardoza, and Auburn arrived in the Feywild. Auburn revealed that they needed to stay long enough for her to get her spells back. Egenon was watching over his estranged wife, Illyria. Cardoza was trying to heal from her trauma of being imprisoned for weeks. And Auburn was trancing while Silcey was on watch. Silcey, like he is wont to do, went adventuring into the forest after he heard a strange noise. I think that's how that went. Luckily, after he got lost, Egenon was able to pull him back, and once they were able to heal and rest up, Illyria and Auburn, I believe it was mainly Auburn, sent them back to Elthazahn, supposedly. So that's where they think they're at, or that's where they think that they were going to. Wherever they were, their surroundings were a lot like a desert. There was a canyon and a humanoid on the back of a large beast. That beast was charging right at Egenon and Silcey. And that is where we ended, as Auk, our new character, had just pulled Silcey and Egenon onto the back of his clockwork lion, called a lock lion, just as thunder echoed through Pinner's Gulch, an out-of-season thunder, by the way, which signaled the downpour that is now on their heels. So, the party is trying to escape Pinner's Gulch as water is beginning to fill this canyon. So right away, you can talk if you want to, but essentially, Silcey, you're trying to hold on for dear life. So you need to make some sort of athletics check.
Okay.
As Auk, you are going to make an animal handling check with advantage.
Okay.
Because you are used to dealing with your
Oh,
Zod.
Luck.
oh, it's gonna be that kind of night. Nat 1.
Oof.
Nat 1.
Well, I just rolled 2 6s, so not much better. That's a 12 for me on animal handling.
Ooh, well, a 12, since you are familiar with Zod, it actually succeeds. A Nat 1 does not, though. However, Egenon rolled a Nat 20
Yeah, all right.
and saves your tail. Egenon reaches down and grabs you by your hair, which hopefully, if you're watching this, you'll see the images that we have, the new character art that we have, and you'll see that Silcey has a lot of that hair. He pulls you up and onto the back of this lock lion as you all manage to escape as this canyon narrows out and the water begins to flood. So your lock lion, Ak, is in a good couple inches of water right now. But luckily you're not being, submerged in that canyon, which is now beginning to flood quickly. So you have an entire red wheat field out before you, and this storm, it has come over the canyon and is going out towards the plains. So it is starting to get dark as the day is beginning. Well, yeah, the day is about to be over because this storm is kind of issuing in nightfall.
Okay.
You know that if you were to go east, you're going to go back towards your tribe, Mœlyn. If you go west, then you are going out into some uncharted territory where some more permanent settlements are. However, those permanent settlements are kind of like the Wild West.
Okay.
So it's up to you. And if you go north, then you're going up to the frozen country. So it is up to you as you are leading and in charge of your lock line.
Definitely not going north. Yeah. Ak is not a fan of the cold, per se. He's kind of a skinnier dude, and he's not prepared at all for going cold. So he's not going north. I think he's going back towards Mœlyn, and but he's not going to go into the tribe itself.
Okay. So do you want to pull up, let's say, about a half mile from the settlement?
Yeah, I'd say Ak definitely has like an outpost or outcropping that he's made his kind of like personal hut that's kind of tucked away in secret from anyone else in the tribe, or at least he thinks is his own. And he'll go there, and Zod'll know where to go instinctually.
Very cool. So I'm about to have you describe this little outpost.
Yeah.
But Silcey, on your way to this outpost on the back of this lock lion, you are seeing something that is quite unfamiliar to you, as you've never traveled this far east. You immediately recognize the skyline now that you're out from the canyon, and you realize that there's your two moons. Even though there's some cloud coverage, there's your two moons, and there's that large purple planet, Revorum. And so you definitely know that you are back in your home world. And you've heard tale of the red fields of the east of this country. But this is the first time you've seen them. So kind of give me a description of what Silcey's going through.
Yeah, so Silcey is not accustomed to the desert plains and the so honestly looking around like where are the closest trees, he's very unsettling, but he's kind of taking in all the open space and just anxious about what is where we're going and this gigantic creature that he's on the back of.
Yeah. So the desert area is more where Pinner's Gulch is, that canyon. This is opened up into like red wheat fields as far as you can see. So it's more like the plains. And you even see in the far distance that there looks to be some sort of body of water, perhaps a river. And about a half mile northwest is this settlement where you see, from a distance, obviously, but you see huge machines and large caravan wagons that seem to be transporting goods going in and out of this settlement. You also see all sorts of mechanical machine-like creatures. This is like a completely different world from what you're used to. Even in Solaria, you didn't see things like this.
Yeah, that's yeah, definitely not not comfortable with the robotic like beasts.
Yeah.
And
Here.
kind of freaked out here.
Yeah, you look at Egenon and he doesn't seem concerned. It's almost like he is familiar with this place. If you'll make a perception check.
So let's see. That's a whopping 7.
All right. So, how about this? I was about to say Karis, but Ak. You might have to catch me because I might say Karis. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Karis.
Yeah. But Ak, if you'll give me a perception check as well.
Okay.
Egenon's rolling well.
It's a 17 for Ak.
That's very good. So that's probably accurate for what Ak is experiencing too. This is his home. And even though that home migrates nomadically all across Mœlyn, he's used to seeing this side of it where you have these sprawling red wheat fields, and he knows the dangers as well, because overhead you see a humongous bird flying probably about 100 feet overhead, just scanning the area. It's like it's doing like it's circling like a hawk would. If you've ever watched a hawk just circle above its prey, that is what it's beginning to do overhead.
How close have we gotten to my encampment?
You're about 60 feet away. You're approaching it right now.
Can I describe?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Ak has he's very familiar with what is overhead. Almost deathly familiar with what is overhead. It's the predator in these parts of his world. And so he has done his best to create a place that he can hide and that he can evade attacks. This encampment has been dug out of the plains, so there's multiple entrances on all sides that he can quickly get into and escape from via the other sides. It's kind of like if you would imagine like a trench that is covered with canvas that has been then laid over with the red grain wheat straw to camouflage, and in hopes that from above, if he was evading what is circling us, the party, he can disappear and quickly evade or get out of the situation if need be. So, and Zod is aware of this as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd say Ak and Zod are definitely trying to beeline this for one of the entrances on this encampment.
So, Silcey, you hear Ak kind of whisper under his breath. He doesn't even realize he's saying it, but you hear the words Sci-fi as he looks up, and apparently the name of this strange bird overhead, which as it's starting to circle closer and get closer to the ground, you see that it almost looks like it has some sort of exoskeleton, like a bird is inside out almost, and it's very pointy. There are very few feathers on this, except for on the wings, as it starts to spin downward. And that word kind of sends a shiver down Silcey's back. That's Scythe-Kreia. And as quickly as Ak says that, he jumps down off of Zod as if they're one mind, and you can see his leg is actually metal. One of his legs is actually metal. Seems to be a prosthetic. And as he jumps down, as like part of his nature, almost like he was born to it, there is a piece of that metal that sticks out. And in one fluid motion, as he is jumping down off of Zod, it clicks into the side of Zod's, his belly, or what would be the belly. And it clicks into a gear, And as quickly as he got in there and clicked it, one motion, he's out again, and Ock is actually walking in a different direction towards this canvas camouflage trench as Zod begins to take guard outside. Silcey, you are now still on the back of this lockline creature, which has pulled up outside of its outpost.
So on the
And so is Egenon.
How tall is Zod?
So he's a little bigger than I have. That he is like a small horse.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the size of a pony.
Okay. So I'm just completely taken aback here, trying to take in everything I just saw. So do I get down? Do I follow? Do I?
That was really quick. He's apparently, I mean, he's one of the natives, I think. If you know what I'm saying. So, he knows what he's doing. I think we should follow him.
Oh, okay.
Ock turns around and if you guys want to live, get under this canvas right now.
That was clear. Okay. So I'm jumped down. And
He's got a very soft spokenness about him.
I jump down and try to sprint.
As Egenon is just talking about you right in your face.
Ock just kind of brushes it off and hunkers down, disappears under the canvas.
Egenon is right behind you. Silcey, how fast are you moving?
As fast as these little legs can run, which is
That's probably that's fine as long as you're running. You know.
Yeah.
If gagging around, which that is also a choice.
Dashing. Let's see. Walking speed is 15 feet, so dashing will be 30. Correct?
Yeah,
30.
that's
30
fine.
feet.
Like I said, that's fine. You make it in there fine. But if you decided to stroll, you might have been bird meat.
No, he was pretty clear sprinting.
Yeah, and so as Ock leads the way, he kind of shoulders part of the canvas out of the way, heads inside. Are they going down? Is there like any sort of steps into this trench?
I'd say it's more of just kind of like a slope. You kind of have to hunch over, and then as the slope goes down, you can't really. I'd say, if you were to stand up, and Ock is probably about 5'8", 5'9". His head is touching the top of the canvas, so he only made enough room for. It's not like this is like a comfort. It's more protection over like a lounge area, really, and he's made it to where he could spend a night or two in this encampment if he needed to. So there is a place for, a bedding, and then there's a place for a fire with a hatch that he can open up top to let smoke out. And so he has made his way to the bedding area and has sat down.
Is there any kind of furniture in here?
Not really, other than the pad or I guess a stack of wheat that he has made into his bedding.
This is a DM's favorite kind of game. I just make you decide what your little what your house is like and what your living quarters is like. So
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, if he really wanted comfort, he could go back into the tribe and stay with his mother. But this is his own. This is his own domain. That's really just for kind of like his own hideout, per se, when he's on Zod and needs a place to stay outside of the tribe.
Silcey, don't worry. If we ever get a chance to go visit your mother, we'll be in charge of that. So I hope you've been taking your notes down about what Silcey's place is like.
So Silcey at 3'7" is looking around like, this
It's comfortable.
kind of roomy.
Yeah. You've got a lot of room for activity. So
Egenon is about 6 feet even. So
he's crouched a little bit.
it's not comfortable for him, and he's bending down. And what's the lighting like in here?
I'd say the lighting is say if it's like high noon, it's pretty lit in there, but it's currently raining. Or are we out in the rain?
It's currently raining, and it's the evening, so the sun is setting. If you could tell the sun was setting, but the clouds are kind of covering it.
Okay, so I'd say under the canvas, it's not like pitch black, but we are, getting to where your vision is impeded. So I'd imagine Ak is going around and collecting things to start a fire.
So as Egenon comes in, you see him reach into his robes. He has blue robes, as Silcey is familiar with. These are the robes that say Solaria University, or I believe University of Solaria. Excuse me. You see him pull out a strange bowling ball size ball, and this sphere is completely black when you look at it. So it's almost like a marble, like a huge black marble. You see him tap the top of it, and it illuminates a light that is similar to the sun. And he lets it go, and it kind of drifts over into the middle of this housing, or this camouflage canvas.
Yeah,
It's now
I guess
bright
that's a good term for it. Yeah.
as daylight.
What
I noticed that you didn't have lights, so you're welcome.
I mean,
Thank you for letting us stay in your. Sorry, Silcey. I don't know if he speaks. Thank you for letting us stay here.
Ak is just.
Do you understand?
Ak is just looking at them with
I don't think
like an expressionless emotion, like a just kind of emotionless, and says, "You wouldn't be here if I couldn't understand
that's right. He does.
what your situation is, what you need. Now, where did you get that ball, and where can I have one?"
You can borrow this one if we can stay here.
You can stay here for as long as you want.
You can have that ball then for as long as we get to stay.
And then after?
We can work something out.
Okay. Goes back to
I'll have Silcey here draw up some papers. He can do that. Right, Silcey?
Yeah.
So what's your name's
And this is Egenon. I don't know if he
My name
introduced
is-
himself.
My name is not. Nope. My name is E.G.
Right. And I'm
Got it.
E.G.
I'm still Silcey. I'm not doing initials.
Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means Egenon the Great.
Hmm.
I was gonna add
Didn't look so great back there.
EGP, or like Egenon the Great and Powerful, but I just decided to just make it Egenon the Great. What do you think, Silcey?
I beat your call.
I thought powerful was like a step too far. I think great is kind of like a good middle ground.
This guy always like this. Silcey.
You get used to him.
I don't know if I want to get used to him.
Talking about us right in front of our faces. You see this guy? All right. Well, here. You know what usually makes friends whenever I'm in a place that's savage? Jerky. Here. And he pulls out some a venison jerky. It's delicious.
I'll go take it. Cut off. How big is the jerky? Is it just like a piece?
They're pretty big pieces, so it's not like thin jerky that you would get in a modern store, a real world store. They're huge chunks of like individually cut and ripped pieces of jerky. So he hands you a good chunk, and you think that, maybe with a piece of bread, this could make a meal kind of thing.
Okay. I'll take half of it and split it. Yeah, I'll split it in two and then go to the entrance of the encampment and toss the other half to Zod. Come back and pull out my pot. Set it on the now kind of smoldering fire, small fire, and start making bread with the wheat. Thanks for that. I'm gonna make a little sandwich. You guys want some bread?
I would love some.
Okay.
Heard the red wheat sandwiches are delicious. That's what I've heard.
So you've been
They
here
don't
before?
sell them in Solaria. Maybe
Where are you from?
Solaria.
How did you get here? What is Solaria? I guess out of character, is Akka aware of Solaria?
Ox kind of a loner. I would say that the people like the Duke of Mœlyn would be familiar, and probably his family. But
Okay.
everybody else kind of just sticks to their regular routines, and you're especially a loner, so
Yeah.
you probably you might have heard it a couple times, but it's something that you just brushed off, you didn't care about.
Okay. Is that from up north?
No. So Solaria has a nice, beautiful beach, white sand, and a clear ocean. We'd love
Clear. So out west then?
Yeah.
Always kind of wanted to go west, but
You can come west with us. It's the best coast.
I guess that brings me to another question. Why are you here?
Did you hear Egenon the Great?
That doesn't really mean anything to me.
It's magical stuff.
Okay.
A mage, if you know what that means. Important.
I know what a mage is.
Good. So, then. I was educated At Solaria. Yeah. Place with a nice beach. They have the best university of all the universities. And that's not just my biased opinion. It's like number one. I mean, the Vor Queen herself went there. I mean, she basically established the place. You would recognize the term Vor Queen as like, to you that just means like evil overlord. that's what you would hear from them.
He's definitely like pining while just kind of looking intently at the bread being made, just listening, kind of trying to understand and trying to perceive as much as he can from
These strangers.
EG.
Yeah.
And you, Silcey?
So I'm from West as well. Little forest. I don't know if you've heard the Cliffspire Mountains. It's a forest close to there.
No.
Yeah, I'm a forest gnome. I grew up outside of Solaria.
He's a hick. That's what he's saying. He's a hick.
And
All right. Let him speak. It's only kind.
I apologize.
I was educated in the Temple of Myaliki. Not a hick.
Myaliki. He doesn't exist. I'm kidding, Silcey. She does, of course. It's a joke. You ever heard of one?
I mean, she exists. She's real.
We're still processing something terrible that happened to us. And that's why we're here. We're here as like a getaway, so of sorts. A holiday, maybe.
Is he telling the truth, Silcey?
He gives you a death stare.
I'd say more of the vacation part of his story and less of the more of the escape and less of the vacation part of his story.
Well, I mean, you definitely chose a place that no one chooses for a vacation, so.
Yeah, we
Cut your hair off.
we're not on holiday.
He doesn't have to know that.
I don't want to lie.
You think Myaliki's watching all the time? Man.
Yes, that's kind of the idea.
Doc offers EG a piece of bread, knowing that it's still kind of raw.
This is the first time he shut up the whole time. It was great. Thank you.
Doc kind of smiles and kind of, I don't know, kind of chuckles under his breath, knowing that it's going to be the worst one because the pan's not hot enough yet.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. So, Solaria. How far west are we talking?
It's
trying to get back.
Long way. At least, where are we at? This is Mœlyn, right?
Mœlyn.
I mean, it's Mœlyn, Mœlyn. Same difference, right? I mean, it's all.
I guess
all the
it is
same place.
Whatever you'd like to call it.
Okay, Mœlyn. Does it lean over all the time? Again, grow a sense of humor, y'all. I mean, come on. Ugh. This is gonna be a long night.
He's letting us stay here. I don't want to be too condescending and offend him.
Thank you, Silcey. I appreciate that.
I apologize. What,
You learn.
what is your name?
My name's Octavius Mœlyn.
I mean, your parents knew something. I mean, they named you after a former king, so Octavius.
I got my name after. It's a long story, but the people in my tribe aren't named until they do something that earns them of a name, or
Ooh, oh,
that is worthy of a name.
that's interesting.
So, yeah, I went 12 years without having a name, which is late for my tribe. And
So you either earned the name Octavius after a king, after a Vor king, or they gave it to you in mockery. Which one was it? Silcey, what do you think? Named after a king, or were they mocking him?
I think he earned it.
I'd say so. And then it kind of like he remembers back to him killing a Gugira.
Yeah,
Was it Gugira? Is that how you pronounce it?
good. Yeah.
And presenting that to the tribe, and his mother giving him that name.
Speaking of a Gugira, you had those tusks that you threw on the back of Zod, or you're carrying them. So I'm guessing you just laid them down. But yeah, you have a new pair of tusks.
That's right.
Gugira tusks.
Yeah. I don't tell them that, but yeah, that's what Ak is thinking about while Silcey and EG are talking between each other.
Let's see. Silcey, make an insight check.
All right.
And
Oh, that one's jacked. Hold on.
oh, are you wanting to actively kind of hide the reverie that's coming over you? Like, that is, do you want to hide these emotions as you're thinking about them, as you're thinking about this memory?
I don't think Ak has really had to hide
Gotcha.
emotions from his tribe or anything like that. So he wouldn't be defensive.
So, Silcey, what'd you roll?
A 2.
Oh,
Which is a 7. I have +5 inside, so 7. But
7.
and Ak wasn't trying to hide.
You see Ak kind of overcome with some sort of emotion as he kind of looks away. But EG looks at Ak's eyes and then at the tusk on the floor and sort of humps to himself. You don't know if that's a scoff or if he's impressed. But he seems to put something together in his head. Whether it's right or not, you don't know.
care to share? EG?
It's nothing. It's fine. So you earn the name.
Yeah, I earned it.
Well done. You know, I was named after my grandfather, so I mean, we're all named after great people in here. So, right? You're named after a Vor King. I'm named after my grandfather, who was a great mage as well. I'm just saying. Greatness is in the room.
If you say so. Offers
Named
Silcey
after grandma or something.
some bread.
You know, I was never really told. I guess if I find my dad, I can ask him.
You looking for your dad?
Yeah, well, I was looking for answers about him, but I'm really not sure where to start anymore. Was kind of trying to get answers in Solaria. Maybe we'll go back and but yeah, people think he's dead. I'm not so sure.
He's probably dead, right? I mean, right?
Maybe, yeah. So I guess I won't know. My mom's moved on. We're not really on great terms.
You know
So-
that's right, Doc. Lady of the night.
Here's some bread, Silcey.
she's not okay.
We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. He looks down and is pining as he is pouring more wheat mixture into water in his pot.
I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to share something, okay? If I make jokes because I'm really sad, and it's the only way I can have a little bit of happiness, all right? I like to laugh.
So
Sue me.
so calling my mom a whore makes you happy?
That's pretty funny to me.
Kind of.
I have a dark sense of humor, Silcey. You should know that better than anybody. It's how I am affectionate. It's how I show love.
Well,
I guess your love knows no boundary, huh?
My love is the greatest love that there is. And to have earned my love, Silcey, that makes you one hell of a guy.
to each their own.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Well, since Karis,
Yeah.
Who cares?
nobody. It's not important. He's why we're here. That's all you need to know. He's why we're here. And if I could just learn a little bit more, I could have brought it back. It's fine. It's fine. So,
He didn't want to be brought back.
why is that, Silcey? Why do you think that is?
Because he's with his brother?
Exactly. Brought him back before he went and got used to Elysium.
Yeah. So,
Egenon just sits down. No chair or anything. He just sits on the floor. You win. I'm miserable now. Hi. Whoa.
so Og, what was it like growing up here? What's your family like?
Well, not really much to speak on as far as family. My childhood wasn't really much of anything. I have only been close to my mom and one other, the person that gifted me Zod, Jock Cian. He was killed by the predator that was trying to hunt us this evening. When I was little, and since then I really haven't put my faith in anyone else. I've had Zod to keep me company out in the plains, and that's really all I need from this tribe.
That the Scythacrea, is that what you said?
Scythacrea. Yes, I don't really like to say the name, but yes, it's a Scythacrea.
You know, that's how this whole Vor Queen thing got started. See, people didn't like saying the name. That was like 1,000 years ago.
How do you know that?
Make an insight check.
Okay. 17.
Right. So you know what he's about to say is going to be a lie.
Okay.
But you're not sure what the actual truth is. Let's see. The university where I studied. That's where I learned most of the things that I know.
I've heard of those universities.
Solaria, yeah.
Sure, there's a lot of learning going on there.
I mean, yeah, that's what we do.
Right.
I mean, I was the archmage there, so I'm not gonna brag.
Yeah, doesn't really mean anything to me.
Silcey, don't say it. Don't.
So this thing, how do we kill it?
No. See, that's a great question. Can I roll a history check?
Yeah.
On how to, on if I know exactly how to kill, or the best strategy is to what? Ooh,
Sure.
13 minus 1 at 12.
12. You know that the Scythacrea, you know that it has been around probably for generations at least. You're not sure exactly how long, but you know generations, this single Scythacrea has been around, and it's only gotten bigger every passing year. When you were growing up, you probably heard from the lore master and story weaver of the tribe that Scythacrea, there's only a few of them around at a time. They don't like to encroach on another's territory. So essentially they mate and they try to kill whatever survives. Yeah, so if it's similar to sharks. Yeah.
Okay.
Sharks of the air.
So I've never seen one killed at all. All I know that is that up there is the top predator here. And we do everything we can to protect ourselves and evade it's something that I don't want to ever find out.
Hey, so does that mechanical big cat thing, does it actually eat food?
What do you mean?
I mean, I saw you give it some jerky, and does it eat? That's strange.
Well, why don't you go out there and ask it?
See, I think you're trying to trick me, and I don't want to get eaten by that thing.
And so
it's some kind of like weird machine animal hybrid then.
You're the
you're
the mage here, so.
Well, we did a lot of stuff, but I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen one. It's been a long time since I've learned about those creatures.
Right. All right. Well, we can just leave it at that then, right?
We could.
Cool.
But I'm interested.
You can be interested.
You could be interesting if you tell us.
That's a good one. All right. There's no need to get into what Zod does and doesn't do. All I know is that he's capable.
That sounded very threatening. Silcey, beware of that creature. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to have it kill us. You never know with these tribal people.
I think Zod might have saved us.
And that there.
That's a good point.
The truth.
That is the thing that happened.
You'd be at the bottom of a very wet, very big ditch if it wasn't for Zod.
Thank you, you know, I have a special reward for you for saving us. And he does some prestidigitation, some sleight of hand magic, and he flips out a blue coin. It is a blue gold piece.
Insight check.
Sure. Yeah. What would you like to know?
I would love to know if this coin is like I guess magical, but in like a devious kind of way. If this is a trap.
Okay. Make an insight or an arcana check.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm proficient in insight, so I'm gonna go with insight if that's okay.
Sure.
17 plus 6. What is that? 24.
Ooh, a lot. You're not sure if there's any devious nature behind it, but it is real, and like it feels like gold. And when you actually rub your fingers over it, you hear like a high-pitched buzzing noise for a brief second. And then it goes away. Almost like feedback.
Can I? I'm gonna toss it into the pot with the boiling water.
Okay. No. Is it too late?
It is too late. Yeah.
You see some sparks fly up like from the pot as whatever mechanism was inside this, whether it be listening or communication device,
Oh man.
has expired in this boiling hot water.
It's clean now.
That was expensive.
Well, you should have told me that before you handed it to me.
I usually do. Why did I not? Ugh. You can't underestimate these people, Silcey.
Well, I don't touch anything that's dirty.
That's clean, and it was worth a lot. And, I mean, it was an offer of friendship, and you just denied it right to my face.
Oh, I was trying to clean it.
It's definitely clean. Definitely clean. I don't think any sort of low-level magical spell could have survived the boiling water that you just threw in.
Well,
Note to self, make sure that the next ones are a higher level.
sorry about that, EG. I just know that currency has usually been passed around.
I have more, but they're in my vault in Solaria.
You keep saying Solaria like you want to go back.
I do want to go back. See, Solaria is civilization, and out here is Crazy Land.
Okay.
The Wild East.
Can finally agree with you on something. It is definitely not the easiest of lives out here, but
So
I hear the same about out west.
why don't we get the 9 hells out of here, right?
And
You have a beast that we could ride upon for, probably doesn't get tired. What is it? Solar? Is that the trick? Is it solar? Is it lunar? That would have been smart. We have 2 of
Again.
them.
Go ask him.
Again, don't think he would understand me.
All right.
Seems
Well,
to
then,
be more wild. Like wild animals, like wild people, kind of thing.
Does Zod speak?
to me,
Creepy.
it's all just about respect and trust.
Such a good line. I'm going to file that one away for later. About respect. He actually gets out a little notepad. Right.
So, if I wanted to ask, I'm not going to ask him now because crazy demon hawk thing.
That's a
But-
good idea.
A sky kakera, I believe is what it's called.
That's not what it's called. But,
Sky kakra.
all right. Silcey.
if I were to ask him later, would I need speak with animals, or
I'd say that would help. He's a really good read at character. So as long as you go and introduce yourself with kindness, I think he would receive it well.
What if the kindness is more underneath the surface? Does he read that?
It's up to him. I'm not going to speak on Zod's behalf.
I'll just wait until you're out there with him. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
At least you won't have to worry about me stealing him. I bet you're worried about people stealing him all the time, right? With these people around here.
No, not at all.
Well, I do need to recoup some spells. So, is there like a bed?
Yeah, over there. And Ock points to just kind of an open area with a couple stacks of wheat. And it's not the most lavish, but it's dry and it's warm. You could rest over there if you like.
I think Euleria would love this place. It's got that minimalism thing going on. It's all the rage back in Solaria.
You can call it what you will, but it's warm. And
I mean, you could probably rent this place out for, a ton of harvest.
Okay. Og gets up and goes towards the entrance of the encampment.
Yeah. Zod comes up to you almost like a reflex. Kind of puts his head underneath your chin, nuzzles you.
Og whispers to Zod, "There's two guys in there. I don't know what they're up to, but I think they're going west. What do you think?"
He purrs in response.
All right. He walks back in.
Silcey, you just heard like a mechanical clinking coming from the entrance and like sharp metal hitting each other very, very quickly.
It's what just happened?
Nothing. Just talking to Zod.
He told him to kill us. That's it. That was its language.
Did not.
That's what he means by speak to it.
Did not say anything about death or killing.
I would believe you, but you didn't accept my friendship.
I did. I tried to clean a dirty currency. Coins are inherently dirty, like I said. If it was something that was supposed to be dry and kept dry, I think that's on you for not warning me about that.
I'm sure you know all about dry stuff out here. I mean, this place is arid.
Oh my god. Zog Ock is not laughing.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's good. All right. All right. Well, I mean,
Sultry.
can be. We've got a wet season too. I mean, you can't grow grain. Grain doesn't flourish without rain. So I mean,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
so
In
I
theory.
don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm getting kind of tired as well.
Yeah, I could afford to replenish some spells.
You guys are heading west in the morning?
On the back of your creature?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. We can do that. I'll have all my spells in the morning. There is a catch, though. I have to be well rested. So I'm going to take the bed area
Go ahead.
just so, I can recoup what I'm supposed to have to take care of you.
Okay. I'll take the first watch.
Still, we're taking watches?
Why not?
A little tired. Silcey
I can take a watch.
can take a watch.
Zod is also on watch, so it's really just me.
I mean, he can't speak, so
He has his ways of letting us know of danger.
ripping things throats out.
I mean, he can, but I don't think he will.
Well, good night. I'm going to take the bed.
You got it?
And Egenon walks over and curls up and is quickly asleep.
Is he always like this?
Yeah, he's always like that. I was gonna say less condescending, but he's pretty much always that condescending.
It's gonna be a long trip.
He thinks very highly of himself, but he is very capable as well.
I get the feeling that you're right, but I don't know. Never met anybody like you guys before, which is kind of interesting and kind of jarring at the same time. So I don't know the true the true way that he is trying to steer things, but I'm open to a new adventure.
It will definitely be that. I gotta be honest, I'm a little scared about Zod.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be as long as you're truthful and as long as you have respect for Zod and for honesty.
EG might be a problem with some of that.
I know, but we'll find out how Zod handles that.
All right.
All right. Well, there's a bed over there if you'd like. I'll give you my word that no harm will come to either of you tonight.
Okay. Do you want me to take next watch?
If you want. I usually like to stay up and sit with Zod for a little bit and then I'll go to bed. But if you want to be up, just give him some space.
Okay.
All right. So you all hit the hay?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you can take a full rest, both of you.
Right.
And as you're doing that, you all wake up the next morning, have some pleasant chatter with EG, and gathering some of your supplies. Ak, you have a couple of saddlebags that you've put together of some necessary things that you'd like to bring on your trip. You all three hop on the back of Zod and begin to head west, which first leads you near the encampment of the main tribe of Mœlyn. And as you are just passing and turning away from the encampment, you hear a lute being strummed, as some of the other machine-like animals are getting up and moving, and you see that as you passed, you see that there are other people in the tribe. It's comprised of like humans, bugbears. There are some Goliaths and even some gnomes, and they all have some sort of like mechanical tech gear, clockwork gear that they have on their persons, in which you see somebody who pushes a button and it unfolds an extension, and they reach out with a mechanical arm and it grabs something off a high shelf. You see someone else who locks into a metal seat, and that seat then raises and then lifts off and levitates over on top of a building where they are working on a tent / house. And all these are made up of different types of mechanical things. And it's just a wonder to behold, because even in the city, nothing like you've ever seen. This technology seems to be both ancient yet far future. And as you're leaving it behind, it's almost like you're passing out of a dream. And that strumming grows a little bit louder until you're just out of earshot and passing on to the west. And once you are out of earshot, there is a soft, familiar voice that you would have heard. And a bright smile comes onto a bright face of a yellow tiefling as she starts a song in town. That's where we're going to stop. So we will end there. Hopefully you enjoyed our story tonight, and will check out the next chapter with us. As the group heads back west. However, it is a very long trip to Solaria. So we'll see what kind of adventures that might hold. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Hey.